talking OTAs, and we're getting into that today, the observations that was taking place. A lot to talk about in this bad boy. We're talking about Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, some undrafted guys, and a lot of fun stuff. Let's go ahead and get this thing going. Let's start with the good, and then we'll get into the good. And right now we're getting into Jahmyr Gibbs looking outstanding again. The media crapped on this guy coming to the Detroit Lions and being drafted, but he looks outstanding. His route running, his speed, acceleration as a wide receiver, as a running back, and a utility knife. That's all we hear about Jahmyr Gibbs is how damn good he looks. What a good thing. A lot of people was upset that we took Jahmyr Gibbs, and it's looking like, no, that was the right decision. Brad Holmes knew what he was talking about there. Very amazing. Now, again, there's no contact in OTA, so it's not like these guys are getting hit or he's getting hit. But at the same time, you know, you show your route running, your route tree is great, and your acceleration, your burst, your soft hands, he's going to be special. He's going to light it up on Thursday, Kansas City Chiefs. I have a feeling Ben Johnson is going to utilize this guy in so many different ways that it's going to confuse a little bit, even though they got a great team and they're Super Bowl champions, great coaches there. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to make a major impact on opening game, Lions versus Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm super excited about it. Are you excited about Jahmyr Gibbs' opening game? Let me know in the comments below, because at OTAs, he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it. Maurice Alexander, I don't know if you guys remember him, but he was primarily used as a kick returner last year. He was really looking good in his route running, speed, acceleration. A ball was underthrown by Martinez, and he turned around and accelerated and got the football. He showed a lot of improvement this year. If this keeps happening, potentially he could make the team. I think, again, this is another reason why I just keep saying that the wide receiver position is something that we don't need to address with a DeAndre Hopkins. We're seeing the development of these players like a Maurice Alexander, and that's what good teams do. They develop it. But he took sides from the outside and in the slot as well, and he was dominating the sessions that he had, and that's really good. Now, again, it's with the third-string quarterback and the third-string players, but keep it up. You move up in preseason, you move up in training camp, and you'll have an opportunity to go against better talent, and we seen it last year with Alexander. This is one of the guys who I wanted to make the team because I'm like, damn, this guy has got speed and he's elusive, and we used him in special teams. If he keeps it up, that's another player, another speed player that you can use alongside Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson Williams. We like that type of stuff. We absolutely do, and it's just helping the Lions out, and that's a damn good thing. Again, we talked about it yesterday, how the John Parker Romo did really good at kicking the field goals, and he was ahead of Riley Patterson. It's just the start. We'll see, but hey, let the best kicker win. That's the way I see it. I have no gripe either way, whoever wins it. I just want the best kicker, in all honesty. I could care less who the kicker is. I just want us to be able to kick field goals, but he was knocking some big ones. We're talking 50s and 60-yarders, so he's got a big leg. J-Mo continues to have issues in practice, doing wrong routes, and not on the same page with Jared Goff. This is expected, folks. It takes a... They didn't have any training camp last year, and he just came in after the injury. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for these guys to get on the same page. Don't worry about it. Remember, DJ Chark and Jared Goff were not on the same page the first half of the season. So this is normal for at least what's going on here. So hopefully they can slowly get on the same page in training camp, in preseason, so when Week 7 hits, the connection is there. I still think it's going to take a little bit of time before these guys are really on the same page, because all you need is reps. You just need time with the person, and that's the most important thing, is time. And they just have not had that time. So they're slowly getting it. OTAs, then you got mandatory, minicamp, and then you got training camp. It should get better every single time, the connection between the two, but I'm not worried about it. I fully expected this. Wide receivers, generally speaking, it does take a little bit of time for them to get on the quarterbacks. It's not like as Ja'Marr Chase is every single player. It takes a little bit of time for a lot of these guys, so I have no problem with it. Slowly get there. It's not like we have a terrible offense that we need him right away to be a difference maker. We need to get him to where they're comfortable together, and then they can really start hitting those plays by week 10, week 11. That's where I really fully expect these guys to really blow it up. Jared Goff was on target, was very sharp, hitting all his receivers. Guess what, folks? Everybody freaked out last week where he's off. He was on target this week. This is rust getting worked out. They have not worked out since the end of last season. And there's a lot of new players Jared Goff is working with. There's a ton of new players. Jameson Williams being one, Sam Laporta being another, Marvin Jones-Jr. being another. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but he was on target today doing what Jared Goff does. He is a quarterback that is solid. So I never worried that he was off target last week. Didn't really care. I just laughed about it. It's like it's way too early to be even worried about that. And guess what? Back on the page again. So Jared Goff continues to be Jared Goff. I have absolutely no worry about that. Chase Cota out there, that's the wide receiver, the undrafted guy from Oregon. And he was looking like Tom Kennedy out there, except for he is taller than Tom Kennedy. So we'll watch him. That's one of the guys I said watch out for. I think he'll make the practice squad, but it does make sense that, if he is doing really good in training camp, that you'd have him over a Tom Kennedy. But again, he's got to prove it. Tom Kennedy's proved it, that he's solid. If you need another wide receiver off the practice squad, Tom Kennedy is generally your guy. I think we all can rely on him. So good there. Mohamed Ibrahim, that's how you say it, Mohamed Ibrahim, was looking damn good. Like I've been saying, I think that he was looking really explosive, looking fast, and like a bully out there. I love seeing that. I think he is, right now, in my opinion, he's above Jamar Jefferson. I love what I'm seeing from him. Another young guy, I think, potentially that could make the 53-man roster over Jamar Jefferson and Jason Cabinda. That's an interesting one, though. The coaching staff absolutely loves Jason Cabinda, but still, you got to understand that sometimes you just got to put a talent ahead of player. But we'll see that going forward. And Lee McNeil was looking explosive off the line, even though they're not going against competition. You could see the explosiveness. He looked damn good. Much explosive more than last year, even though he was explosive. So him cutting 13% fat down really helped him out, and it's going to help out the defensive line for sure. For sure. So really good so far. So there's really no bad, in all honesty, besides, the not being on the same page. And that's really good. Kirby Joseph, was wearing the free J-Mo jersey. We talked about that. Craig Reynolds looked really good. Goff looked good. So this is no bad. This is the good, and the good. And the expected with J-Mo. So there's going to be times where Jared Goff and J-Mo's going to get frustrated because they're not on the same page. It's just going to take time. It's going to take time. It's hard to... You guys, they got to know each other, right? They got to know each other's route tree and everything and where they're going to be at precisely with his speed, where the ball will be at and all of that stuff. So it'll take time, but it's good and the good thing here from OTAs. Let me know in the comments section, your thoughts so far. But right now, I'm happy. This is kind of what we expected. With that said, folks, adios.